We're live, local, and late breaking. No, it's not the news. You've dialed up the bros of the brew. And Joel, what is our favorite sport?
Baseball.
Baseball and cracking beers, right? It's no secret if you follow both him and I online, you know that we love baseball. We tweet about it, chat about it all the time, and we travel to ballparks all across the country together. But the question we're asking this week is, so a little kid got hit in the head by a piece of a bat at Yankee Stadium last week. So now we want to ask you the question, is Major League Baseball doing enough to keep fans safe during the game? We want you to chime into our live conversation right now, either on Twitter or down below. We appreciate our live viewers that are joining us right now. But Joel, do you think MLB is doing enough to keep fans safe during the game?
I like this because it's such a heated debate online. But
yeah.
I think there are very, very few things they can really change without like compromising like most of the good elements of the game. You could probably extend the net a little bit farther. Mm-hmm. I kind of like that people have to pay attention, and if you don't, like, it's gonna hurt. I like that element. I saw an old lady at a Reno Aces game back when I lived in Reno. Somebody hit a foul ball straight up behind home plate, and she didn't do anything. Everybody was like standing up, like staring at the ball, and she just kind of kept her head forward, and the ball hit her like square in the top of her head. Ooh. And like bounced back into some other section, and I'm like, ooh. It was really funny. Like, you deserve it. Like, you're at the game. You're there to watch the game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as you and I commented last time we were at a game, they have all those signs everywhere. It says, be alert for foul balls, be alert for bats. And it's also on the back of the ticket, too, that you have to take some personal responsibility when you're at the game.
That's right.
And a lot of people just don't do that. They are too busy. I mean, okay, I know you and I futz around and we tweet a lot, but we actually pay attention to the game, too. You look around the crowd, a lot of them are on their phones.
Darwinism. I don't give a shit. If people, fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we actually have a couple of comments of people that chimed in, so I'm going to read a couple of them to you right now. And these two that we got, they totally agree with each other. So Mr. Wolf says, take their fucking cell phones away so they know what's going on. And Grandy Van says, no, watch the game, not your phone. And why I'm bringing this up, Joel, and their comments are great, because you and I were talking during the World Baseball Classic how, like, the games in Japan, for example, those fans weren't on their phone. They were actually all, like, attentive and watching the games.
That's right. Okay, so I had my former roommate and I had my brother over here, and we were watching Team Japan. We watched all 9 innings, and it was the first round, so one of them was in Japan. And including commercial breaks, during innings, after innings, in between, everything, not a single time anywhere in the ballpark, and the camera panned everywhere, did we see a single person on their phone for the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah.
One person. And Japan they're 4 years farther along in technology than we are. So what does that say about their fan base compared to ours?
Mm-hmm. And one of our live viewers just chimed in, by the way, saying that they won't do that, as in they won't take away their cell phones. And he's correct. I mean, you can't do that. I mean, people are going to have to be on their phone, they're on call or whatever. But you're right, Joel. They're actually like paying attention to the game, and that's key. And being a part of paying attention to the game is watching for foul balls and objects. You gotta take some personal responsibility.
Right. That's exactly right. I agree.
And here's the crazy thing, though. So a Brooklyn councilman wants to propose a law, and he's actually trying to make this happen, where all baseball stadiums in New York will have to extend the nets down both sides of the baselines. And that's everything. That includes Yankee Stadium, Citi Field, even the little ballparks where kids play. I think that might be a little excessive. I mean, they do have it to protect you behind home plate, but I don't necessarily know if, like, extending across the whole ballpark, it's kind of almost like you would be in a pen, or in a cage.
I feel like that's a little bit overreactive. Yeah. The balls go over there, but they're not that fast by the time they get there. Behind home plate, that's understandable because those guys are professionals. They're paid to react quickly. Most people are not quick enough to react to a ball that gets fouled off back at them. By the time they hit it down the first baseline or the third baseline or wherever, it's usually been in the air or hit the ground long enough where you have a lot of time to react to it. And if they did that, they would also be taken away from ball players that catch a ball after a play and walk over and give it to a kid or sign autographs.
Right. I mean, because that's one thing that's cool about baseball. There is that interaction a little bit between fans and players. There is no barrier. But you're exactly right. You put that barrier up, all of a sudden now, how's he going to toss the ball, way up in the air? Then it's going to hit somebody in the face, once it gets over the fence. So there is no real win-win on that.
No. And I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I know you guys know that Josh Hamilton killed a guy once when he tossed him a ball and he reached over the railing And
Mm-hmm.
he like tried to catch the ball that Josh Hamilton threw in the outfield, and he like fell 20 feet and hit his head on the
Mm-hmm.
ground and died. Do you think they should do anything about that kind of thing? They had a guy fall, Yankees Braves 2 years ago, fell to his death.
Right.
They had a guy in Colorado that fell off one of the escalators.
You're right. I mean, part of that though is, it has to be. It's a fan. As a fan, you have to take some personal responsibility. If you get too drunk, you can handle yourself, and you fall off an escalator, you fall down the balcony. There's nothing you can do. I mean, that's on them at that point. And by the way, Chris chimed in and he says the reason why a lot of people just want to sue. They just want to basically make money off these deals. And he's right. People are looking for a lawsuit any way they can to make money. And I think that's definitely one part of it. That's why there's injury lawyers.
That's why the contract's on the back of the ticket.
Yeah, that's just it. I mean, that also that waives your right to be put on television. It also waives their right to sue. It's on you, and there's really not much I think you can do about it at that point. You just got to pay attention to the game.
Yeah, that's basically it.
I want to thank all of our live viewers, by the way. There are a lot more live viewers on here than I thought there would be for a holiday weekend, so we appreciate you guys chiming in and joining us. And click that subscribe button on my YouTube channel, by the way, so you don't miss my Kicking Back with Jersey Joe show on Thursday. This week, we're talking about crazy things that happen to your body while in flight. You will not believe how your body reacts when you're in a pressurized cabin all the way up in the air. That's Thursday at noon on my YouTube channel. Join us then. And Joel, thank you for joining me for a beer online, as we always do.
Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there watching, and you too, Jersey Joe.
Yeah. Hey, same to you, little bro. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time, I hope.